Guys, EBPMAN here. Are you in the market for a smartwatch but still can't decide? Are you considering the Gear S3 Classic or Frontier? If you are, check out this video because I'll share my impressions as well as what you should expect when you purchase a S3 Frontier or Classic. So first I want to thank you all for the great conversations that we've been having on the channel. There's been a lot of comments, a lot of questions, and a lot of answers being provided, not just by myself but by others that have been contributing as other fans have been really looking at the watches and asking questions. You know, we've been reviewing bands, we've been reviewing screen protectors, and in this video I'm going to try to help you out if those of you who have friends or if you're looking at this video for the first time and are trying to figure out, should I get a smartwatch and why would I consider the Gear S3 family. So we're going to get to at least several things that you should know about a smartwatch like this, what to expect and what not to expect when you make your purchase. So before we get started, let's talk about the watch types. You do have a Frontier and you have a Classic. The Frontier is a more rugged looking version of the S3, and then the Classic is more of a dressier version. However, as you saw by some of the videos that I shared, you can, with using bands, dress up and transform the look of this. So you could go from a casual to a business casual type looking watch, and I would argue in some cases even a business looking watch with the Frontier. So that's just the look. Now the other thing to know is that the Frontier comes with two versions, Bluetooth and LTE. What does that mean to you? First of all, that this acts like a phone independently, has its own cell phone number, and is going to cost you anywhere from $10 to $5 depending on the carrier you have. And currently in the US there's only two carriers that have the Frontier, and that is AT&T and T-Mobile. Verizon is said to have it at a later date. We don't know anything about Sprint. The Classic here is available at any big box retailer, and you could also get the Frontier at Best Buy, without getting a contract, and that's something just that just recently we've noted that. But the Classic that you see here is really available in the big box retailers, and it's only Bluetooth, which both support. The difference between these two is if you were to separate your phone over 30 feet and you lose that Bluetooth connection, this one is going to have the calls forwarded to it automatically. This one's going to receive your text messages. This is going to receive emails. It's going to continue to get information from your phone because it is a phone in itself. With this one, if the Bluetooth connection severs, you're not going to be able to get any remote type capabilities. It's just a simple watch. Now, as far as the specs go, they're very similar in specs, so I won't go over the specs. But let's talk about why you would consider a smartwatch like this. First of all, this is one of the most realistic watches on the market. And I'll turn this on just so we can see the watch face. You have an enormous amount of flexibility when it comes to the look and feel and what you can do when it comes to watch faces. And also you have, again, the fact that they look like real watches. So the most realistic, I would say, smartwatches on the market. Number two, replaceable bands. I have videos that I've shared with you where you have all the different type of bands that we can include. Literally, both of these watches can accept leather bands like this, metallic bands like this. You can continue to personalize the look and feel of your watch to whatever you would like. So literally, if you wanted to add a black band like this to this specific watch, you could, or even this one. If you wanted to add a silicone band like this, you can add it as well. And if you're interested in bands, I have tons of bands that I've reviewed, and I have several more band manufacturers that are sending me bands this week and next. So again, ability to customize. Now next, we need to talk about cross-carrier compatibility. If you get a simple Bluetooth version, it works with any carrier. AT&T, T-Mobile, Sprint. If you're outside of the US, any of your carriers outside of the US, it's going to work because it's not cellular dependent. It's a Bluetooth dependent. If you do get one that has a carrier like AT&T or T-Mobile here in the US, you can cross phones. So I can have this, which is an AT&T version, working on a T-Mobile phone. I can have this, which is AT&T, working with Sprint, and I could do the same thing with T-Mobile because this is an independent unit and the call forwarding technology is independent of the phone itself. Now, when it comes to call forwarding, depending on the carrier that you have, there may be fees. You may not want to have the auto call forwarding feature on. So how do you get around that? Right? So that fourth part of the fourth tip that we're talking about to consider is use Google Voice. With Google Voice, you can have one phone number and attach this smartwatch and your standard phone to the same number, and that way when people call, both your watch and your phone will ring at the same time. The next thing I'll talk about, and I won't be able to show it here, but we've shown it on the channel, is Samsung Pay. Samsung Pay works on both of these watches, and it works brilliantly. So literally, all you have to do here is press and hold this button, and Samsung Pay is going to launch, and it works with any Android phone. There was a time where it wasn't even working with the Google Pixel, but that's also been resolved. So literally, any Android phone can use Samsung Pay, and I have to tell you, from a convenience perspective, I have used more my watch now than I have my phone to make payments, and it's much faster and it works 99.9% of the time. So Samsung Pay is a game changer, and we hope to see it coming to the iPhone very soon. Item number 6, iPhone compatibility. I get this question all the time. It is compatible with the iPhone. There's actually a beta today. I am testing it. It works really well, and you can connect either of these, cellular or Bluetooth only, to an iPhone, and it works. It works brilliantly. Now, number 7, navigation. The iWatch has a dial here that you would use to control and navigate. I have to tell you that this watch has the best navigation on the market. Using the bezel to go around and select things that you want to be able to access is better than any smartwatch available on the market. You don't have to use the crown, you use the bezel. So navigation is one of the easiest things that you can use when it comes to smartwatch navigation, and it also is glove friendly. So now let's talk about water resistance. Both are water resistant. Both of them can be submerged. You can use these in a shower depending on the band that you have on. I wouldn't take them swimming, so they're not designed for swimming, but you can't put your hand underwater for a certain period of time, just like you can with the iPhone 7 and 7 Plus, as well as Samsung S6 and S7 phones. So you have no problem when it comes to that type of durability. They are dust proof as well, so you don't have to worry about dust. And this specific model here is a little bit more rugged when it comes to temperature support, if you're in extreme heat, and also different, I would say, climates when it comes to altitudes. However, they will both, just like any watch, they will scratch. You're not scratch proof. So I've seen a lot of comments where maybe the bezel gets scratched. So just like any watch, stainless steel, gold, platinum, whatever kind of watch you're into, it will scratch, but waterproof it is. Now, last thing we're going to talk about is battery life. So when it comes to battery life, the battery life on these are outstanding. I can get 2 days, and I'm a medium to average user. So I get text messages, I do a couple calls, or use the device to answer. I also work out every day, so I'm either on a run or doing some type of CrossFit. I have not, and when I'm in that run, I am using the watch to do the Bluetooth signal. So I'm getting my music directly from the watch, and I'm leaving my phone behind. And I'll tell you, when I stream music from the Bluetooth signal, in the future through Spotify, the battery life is okay. I still have to charge it at the end of the day, but at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night, I'm not at 5%. I'm more around 30 to 40%. So I'm okay charging it. If I'm not using it to stream music, but I am using it as a fitness watch and running with it, I've been able to get 2 solid days of battery life, and really it hasn't died out. I've tried to kill it a couple times, and I have, by just using it with extreme text messaging and also music, but I can get 2 solid days. So battery life is very good. Now, another feature that I wanted to speak to before we wrap this up is Bluetooth connectivity. These happen to be one of my favorite earbuds at this time because of the battery life. I have it paired with either one of these, depending on which one I'm using, and I use this when I go on a run. So think about the flexibility that you have when using the actual smartwatch, and then having a pair of very small earbuds to go on a run and be completely free of a phone, but still having the peace of mind that if someone needs to get a hold of you, they can, because these two are connected and this is a cellular phone. If it wasn't a cellular phone and it was only the Bluetooth version, it will work with any Bluetooth headset or earbud. Now, the last thing I want to mention is, why do you want a smartwatch, and what realistic features do you use for a smartwatch? So first of all, this is a great smartwatch if you want to eliminate the need of a fitness band. I see a lot of people who are wearing a watch and a fitness band. So if you'd like to have one device that does it all, this is it. Second, if you want something that you can tell time, right? If you want something that you, and I've spoken to many people in different fields where they tell me, I can't take my phone because of clients. and I can't look at my phone. So if you need to put your phone somewhere else and you can't take it out, but you'd like to be able to glance on your wrist and see what's going on, text messages from your kids, emails, you can do it through this device. So it makes it very useful. I spoke to my dentist, and he has a smartwatch, and he uses it specifically because he doesn't want to take his watch out when he's working with a client. So imagine working on your teeth and just being able to do a twist like this, okay, and being able to continue working on you without having to walk away because of a significant matter with another patient. So now let's go ahead and talk about apps. I see a lot of people saying that they're disappointed with the number of apps that the watch has. Believe me, one of the things that I found by using smartwatches for many, many years is that the utility of a watch when it comes to a smartwatch still falls into the area of a standard watch. I want to tell time, and anything else is a bonus. So what I use is Samsung Pay. Huge, huge user of Samsung Pay. I'm also, let's go back to that. I also use the weather. I use the fitness, so I use this as a fitness tracker when I'm working out, and I do track my sleep. I use this to make phone calls as a quick way to find someone. I do use it, if we go to the next page here, for reminders. I use it for the feature right here that we have. Let's go back. I use it also for the schedule, so I like being able to look on my wrist quickly what I have on my schedule for the day. So because I use it on my wrist for sleeping and monitoring my sleep, I also use it as an alarm, a silent alarm, so it vibrates and it wakes me up. I also have I do Find My Phone, but there's also an app that I love using which is called Find My Car. So if you park your car in a garage and you want to know what floor you're on, I use the Find My Car to annotate it as well as to find it if I need to. So those are some of the basic features that I would say that I use regularly. And the one other one that I'd mention is also using the music player. This does have Uber capabilities, and I do use that as a business person, where I can simply go to the Uber app and it will automatically get me an Uber car. So that's pretty neat. But besides that, I don't know what else you would use. So if you have ideas or apps that you're looking for that are not available today, leave it in the comment area, because I'm curious as to what else you would want out of a watch. I think that's sufficient. So if you're still on the fence about getting a smartwatch, I hope this video helps you when it comes to things that you can expect from this watch, why you would consider a smartwatch, and what are the kind of features that make sense when having a smartwatch. So if you have any comments or questions, or you want to comment on your use and share that with others, leave it in the comment area below. Again, please subscribe. That's going to be on the side right there. And on this side and on this side, you're going to find videos that will help you accessorize your Samsung S3. Thanks for watching.